A bipartisan coalition of lawmakers have a piece of legislation that would cap interest rates on credit cards at just 10%, and it's gaining a lot of momentum among many different lawmakers within Congress. Now, this is also consistent with the demands out of the president about a month ago, where he was out demanding that lawmakers pass a piece of legislation, again, capping interest rates on credit cards at just 10% for a 1-year period of time. However, the legislation that lawmakers are working on now would not just be a 1-year period of time, but rather it would be permanent. Now, there's some shocking statistics around how much debt Americans have floated on credit cards right now, how much we are paying in interest. Not only that, how much we would be saving if they actually brought interest rates down to 10% on credit cards. It's a lot of money, and I want to share it with you here in this video. And I also do have this article right here, which I'm going to pop up on the screen in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about. But this has a lot of numbers and a lot of statistics within it that I find to be very, very fascinating. It's a lot of money that we are talking about right now. In fact, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details on this. Let me explain. All right, so the legislation, again, is a bipartisan piece of legislation. In other words, it has support from both sides of the aisle, which is honestly very rare. That does not happen all that often whatsoever. But we have support from both parties here. Republicans and Democrats are signing on to this and suggesting that this would be a great idea. Now, they want to cap interest rates on credit cards at 10%. Now, as of right now, the average interest rate across the board on credit cards, get this, is 19.61%. That's nuts. That is very nuts. However, it was well over 20% over the last couple years here. In fact, the average was like 22.5% just a couple years ago. So it has come down a little bit, but still 19.61% as of right now. Now get this, we as a whole, the United States as a whole, we the consumers have $1.21 trillion in credit card debt. Now, I'm going to be fair with you. I'm also contributing to that. So yeah, I have a little piece of that pie floated on some cards that I have as well. So not proud of it, but I'm just saying that is the reality. I do definitely have balances on credit cards. I have multiple credit cards, by the way, like a lot of them. But that doesn't really matter. That's beside the point for this video. But that's super interesting. Now, they also indicated that of this $1.21 trillion that we collectively have in credit card debt, 12% of the credit card debt that's out there is delinquent by 90 days or more. 12%. It's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of people that are delinquent on their credit card debts. Now, they also found that if they actually reduced credit card interest rates down to 10%, this would save Americans about $100 billion a year in interest. $100 billion a year in interest. Guess where that money would go? If that $100 billion is being saved across the board for Americans on interest on their credit cards, guess where that money would go? You already know where it's going to go. Right into the economy. Do you think people are going to take that money and spend it? Yeah, they sure are, right? Yeah, so that's what they found with that as well. Now, they also anticipated that this would save the average individual/household about $899 a year on their credit cards in interest. It's a lot of money, an extra $900 a year. I think a lot of people could actually, probably do some good with that, and that'd probably go right back into the economy because they're going to use that to buy necessities and whatever else they need. That's what they would probably do with that money. Either way, this is where we're at right now, and realistically, this bipartisan piece of legislation is actually getting quite a bit of traction. Now, what's interesting is that recently as well, after the president came out demanding that 10% cap on credit cards, well, obviously we got a lot of pushback. Banks came back and they're like, no, you can't do that. And the president was like, oh yeah, watch me do it, right? Well, here's the deal though. Banks don't like it because think of how much that's going to dig into their profit. They're getting on average 19.61% interest on credit cards. But if those interest rates are cut in half, that's a lot of profit that they're going to be missing out on from interest on credit cards, right? So banks don't love this whatsoever because they're just simply, they're going to be losing a lot of money on this, right? But at the same time, we also heard that some banks are possibly going to be starting to introduce 10% interest rate credit cards at some point, like as their own little thing, right? So like if you want a low interest rate credit card, then you could just apply for this new 10% card at some banks that are going to be starting to introduce these. So we will see what happens if lawmakers actually pass this. This would be a huge financial win for the American population. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to help a ton. It's not going to get people out of credit card debt, but it will allow more money to be available to actually pay those balances down rather than going to interest, which I'll be fair with you, I would love that as well. That'd be really, really nice. It would help out. It wouldn't fix the problem, but it would certainly help out a bit, right? So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Otherwise, as always, if you happen to be somebody that's on Medicare, one of the nearly 70 million people, please make sure to grab your Medicare card and grab your phone and call Chapter right there. They've helped about 10,000 of you in this community that have called that phone number. It's actually more than 10,000 people just in the last 1 year alone that have called that phone number, collectively saving, just in this community alone, over $2 million of collective savings from those of you in this community. Absolutely amazing. I have pages and pages of comments right here that I've pulled out of the comment section just in the last, call it 2 months or so. This is not even all the comments. This is just a sample size of them. I got about a dozen pages here of all these different comments. But anyway, if you happen to be on Medicare, make sure to call Chapter right there. You can see it for yourself. It's free, 100% free. Call them, see what they can do for you. I think you're going to be shocked with your optionality and your flexibility right now. You may still have a lot of options right now. If you hate your plan, if you feel like your plan doesn't cover you, if you can't see your doctor, if your prescriptions are too much, if you feel like you're paying too much, call Chapter, see what they can do. They have 20,000 plans, actually more than 20,000 plans that they have access to. See what they can do. I think you may be shocked with your availability of optionality and flexibility right now. Give them a call, see what they can do. By the way, the average person is saving over $1,000 after calling them. After you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video. Doesn't matter the video, just any video here on the channel. Use the word Chapter within your comment. Let me know how it goes. I'll grab your comment and I'll add it to my stack of comments right here, and I'll feature you in upcoming videos, just like all these individuals right here. All right, anyway, enjoy. Please subscribe if you're new here. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Subscribe button down below. Until next time, have a nice day. Take care.